Welcome to the All People Podcast. Woo! I am Katelin Hansen. I'm a deaconess serving at United Methodist Church for All People and Community Development for All People. Pastor Joel is out on sabbatical leave, so I am coming to you with Eric Anderson on my own. Want to introduce yourself?
Hi. Yeah, my name is Eric Anderson. I use they, them pronouns, and I am the Executive Director of Bikes for All People here on Parsons Avenue. We are a nonprofit social enterprise of community development for all people, and what we like to say basically is we're empowering people through mobility, and we're powered by people like you. And we do that in a variety of ways, through meaningful volunteer experiences, low or no cost sliding scale sales of bicycles and accessories and service. And we like to teach people how to fish. We want to teach folks how to work on their own bicycles and how to be self-sufficient in that way.
Excellent. So we like to start the podcast by just asking, what's bringing you life?
What is bringing me life is my recent trip into the wilderness. I was very fortunate to be able to take a week off and do a Southern Ohio tour from Cincinnati up to Dayton, and then ping-ponged my way back to Columbus. A lot of folks don't know I had some health issues this summer that kind of kept me out of the saddle, and things suddenly cleared up and we were looking good to hit the road. And 190 miles later, my nervous system feels very regulated. I was able to disconnect significantly. Yeah, that's what's bringing me life right now, is just riding that wave.
That's quite a trip. If people want to follow along more about that trip, where would they go? Yeah,
if you go to YouTube or Instagram, my handle is @HelloMixAnderson. So what that looks like is Hello MX Anderson. And yeah, that's again YouTube and Instagram. I got several dozens of videos up on YouTube and lots of reels and various cycling content on Instagram.
Yeah, I also had the chance to be out of town recently. And the thing that's bringing me life was on that trip, being in a different city, multiple different cities, different cultures, still seeing our story in other people, seeing hard-living folks, and even in split-second moments connecting with each other in ways that say, I see you, I know you, I recognize you. Mm-hmm. And some pretty beautiful moments, just, again, as I was running down the street, just a smile, a wave, a nod that says, we see each other. So I was reminded that no matter where we are, we really are all people and have the innate power to connect with each other. And that connection is really all that matters in this world. So that's been bringing me life.
That's great.
So part of interviewing you for this podcast is hearing some of your story and how you ended up in this time and place with us.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got it down pretty concise now. I used to ramble on with this story a lot, but basically in 2005, if I can go back that far, my truck broke down, and in an instant I became a necessity cyclist. And what followed was 10 initial years of being car free. And the first 3 of that, I was all seasons riding. And my first few interactions with bike shops were not that awesome. So very quickly, I gained a desire to learn as much as I could about bicycles and working on my own bike, and then just naturally starting to help the folks around me with their bicycles. Fast forward a number of years, and I found myself working at the Ohio City Bicycle Co-op in Cleveland, Ohio. And I was there for 5 years, and I was really able to elevate that knowledge and that ability to help people use their bicycles during that time. Took a little break during the pandemic, because if you were in any facet of cycling, there were certainly industries that had it worse, but it was really hard to be helping people with their bicycles during the pandemic. So I took a little year or two off and worked for the National Park Service, and then heard about this opportunity through some friends in the field, if you will. And yeah, it's been a great year. It's been about a year that I've been here now. It's just really great to be back doing the work that I love so much and helping lower that threshold to being able to use a bicycle. Thousands of people in the city of Columbus, thousands of people in every metropolitan city use a bicycle as their primary form of transportation. Very few of those folks have access to the knowledge or the specialty bicycle tools or just the friendly faces and the community to help them on that journey. And I'm just so excited to be back doing that under calmer circumstances.
For sure. Who are some of the folks you've encountered while you've been at Bikes for All People? What are some of the stories that have come up?
I mean, there's one overarching story that is the story of hard-living folks on the South Side, and we are at the epicenter of that, I feel like. I use a lot of shorthand. There's a name of one person that I'll always say when I'm describing the hardships of the neighborhood or the plights of the people in it, and it's the Paul Parkers of the world. Paul Parker was the first and most frequent community member here at Bikes for All People for me during my tenure now. And he really left an indelible mark on me. He's still around. He's not in the neighborhood just now, but I put things through the filter of Paul Parker a lot of times. And, during those first few months of my time here, he was actually the face of our earliest fundraising campaigns that we did, because he just really embodies that necessity cyclist, that hard-living person who deserves to have mobility and deserves to be able to live a fruitful life and get around as they need to, regardless of the choices they've made in the past or what sort of station in life they're at. So,
yeah. How would you say your time here has affected how you see the world outside of the intersection of Parsons and Whittier?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little naive to this. I think you probably remember in my interviews, I was like, I've worked with this kind of community before. I got this. But every city's a little different. Every community is a little different. And the thing that really changed my perspective is really how rough and tumble it can be out here. There's a lot of strife out here, but you also have a lot of beauty, and a lot of these people, you see them having successes and rising up and finding the services they need and finding the steps that they need to pull themselves up and out. But contrast with that, you also see folks early in their struggles trying to find footing and find their way, and I don't know that it's changed me so much recently, but it's definitely made my heart bigger. I already had a heart for hard-living folks in my everyday life as I've been coming up, but it's been more stark to me here and has allowed me to expand my heart a little more.
That's beautiful. What would you recommend as a first next step for the people listening? Some folks are in Columbus, some are all around the country. What's the first next step for people that want to get involved with Bikes for All People specifically, or bikes in general?
A Google search. If you want to get involved with us, just Google us. bikesforallpeople.com is our website. But if you're looking for a co-op in your own neighborhood, just Google your city and nonprofit bicycle co-op and see what comes up. There are lots of different lists and resources out there. I could bore you with how many there are, but a few good search terms for your local neighborhood bicycle co-op. And what you'll find at your local bicycle co-op, hopefully, and in most instances, is friendly faces, knowledgeable people willing to give you the information you need in a palatable, understandable way, and give you the resources and quite literally the tools you need to enhance your own mobility and keep moving.
Very good. Well, I'm glad you are here providing that for our community. It's been good to have you, and I'm glad that the people of this community have you as a resource, giving them those literal tools.
Thanks, Katelin. I'm really happy to be here.
The All People's podcast has been brought to you by United Methodist Church for All People. Welcome to this circle, forallpeople.org. Bikes for All People, empowering people with mobility, powered by people like you. Bikesforallpeople.com.